Hello weightlifting fans, it's Bob Takano here again, and I'd like to talk about the subject of mimicry in a couple of different ways. First of all, I'd like to talk about the skill of physical mimicry, in which an athlete can watch somebody perform something and then they can imitate it almost perfectly. And the people that do this all the time are dancers, because the way that dancers learn is the instructor gets up and says, okay, here's what I want you to do. And then either the instructor will perform a series of movements, and then, or he or she will have one of their top students perform that series of movements. And the other dancers are standing there watching the model, either the instructor or the top student, perform this series of movements, and then they go to imitate it. And the more experienced they are, the better dancers they are, the more effectively they can mimic what's gone on. So if you get somebody with that kind of a dance background, they're going to be able to learn snatches and clean and jerks pretty quickly if they've got a good model to watch. Okay? So what I'm trying to tell you right here is this mimicry skill has two components. Number one, you have to be able to see what the model is doing and know exactly what they're doing and the timing that they're doing it. And then you have to translate it into the motion of your own body. And I know this because the people that I've had with dance backgrounds, the gymnasts that I've trained, ex-gymnasts that have a dance background, pick up on the technique pretty quickly. All right, now, part of what caused me to start this discussion is when I get new lifters in, they watch a lot of YouTube videos and then they mimic the wrong things because they don't have the eyes to see what's going on. So they'll see that some lifters will drop their head when they catch the snatch, and so they imitate that, even though that has nothing to do with that athlete's ability to lift heavy weights. Or they see that one athlete makes a lot of noise with their feet, so they think that that helps them to become a good lifter, but it doesn't. And they just don't have the visual skills to see the angles, to see the knee extension, to see the plantar flexion, to see the hip extension, to see the motions of the arms, and to mimic them correctly. So if you're going to be a lifter, if you're a beginning lifter, what I would suggest is you spend a lot of time knowing what the correct technique is before you watch the videos of the elite athletes, so that you're watching the correct stuff and not trying to imitate the stuff that's more or less irrelevant to their success. And then the second point I'd like to make is for coaches. Coaches, you have to develop that coaching eye, which you're not going to have if you haven't been a lifter and you've only had a weekend USAW L1 course. Your eye is not developed. So you have to spend a lot of time watching lifts so that you can tell exactly what's happening, and then you can tell your athletes what corrections to make. So both parties, both athletes and coaches, need to develop their visual skills if they're going to use mimicry or if they're going to coach correct technique. Hope this helps. We'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.